Hey everyone, welcome to our last and final session, which is session number 7. So let's go through our typical welcome video and what is due and when. So let's go ahead and come to the course plan and look and see. So we are moving down into session 7. So we are here into pediatric CPR, and it says choking, but in fact is actually CPR and AED for child and infant. You had choking in the medical emergency section. I can't scroll quite up there. In the medical emergency section, so that was just a typo on my part. I'm sorry. So it is in fact CPR and AED for children and infants, number 7. Next week, October the 3rd through the 13th, which is really more than a week, it's 11 actually days, but you have the opportunity to review all the information, the skills online, and in fact I encourage you to do that, only because on our checkoff day, which is October the 14th, remember you cannot miss that, you cannot make that up, from 9 to 12:30, one-day session, we're going to be performing most of those skills that you've learned in our modules. So for instance, the EpiPen, choking for an adult, for an infant, and for a child. Also for CPR for an adult, infant, and child, and the use of AED as well. Those are being the primary skills that you're going to be assessed on. Also, probably removal of gloves as well, but I'll post a list next week so you can see what a checkoff sheet looks like, and so you know how you're going to be assessed on that particular checkoff day. But take those 11 days, read your book, refresh those skills so that you're ready to take the quiz on, or excuse me, take the assessment on October the 14th. Remember, you also need to make sure that you bring money for that, and I'll remind you of this next week, but you need to bring $6 for your CPR card if you want to go ahead and, again, sign up to be certified. The cards do not, the purchase does not go to me. It goes directly to the American Heart Association for basically the postage and your card printing. So, again, bring $6 if you can. Exact change is appreciated. I won't have a lot to spare, so $6 would be great. And again, I'll give you all those details next week. But here we are, last quiz number 7. So let's go ahead and go back to this session. So the objectives, of course, going through the appropriate age for child and infant and what is the difference for CPR and AED use, and then again the differences for CPR and AED use for a child versus an infant. There are a few there as well. Let's move into the activities. So this is a longer session because child and infant just takes a little more time, but you'll see so many similarities that the videos aren't as long. So for instance, there are 2 videos. So for for CPR and AED for children, there's part 1 here. If you can't click on that, click on the link, and then there's part 2 here. So make sure you watch both of those, and again, the link is here. Then for the child, there are some supplementary material. So here are some videos: compression only, mouth-to-mouth breathing, mouth-to-mask breathing, putting it all together, and using an AED on a child. After you've done that, move down into CPR and AED for infants. So watch the video here. I voice narrated. Again, it's relatively shorter only because there are a lot of similarities, but just a couple differences, and I actually outline those in red as you can see in the video. Watch that video. Watch the part 2 video as well. This one's only about 4 minutes long. And then moving into the other videos. So infant compression only, mouth-to-mouth breathing, mouth-to-mask breathing, and putting it all together. Finally, making sure that you read pages 97 through 130 in your student workbook. Walks you through all of this. So just follow along with the video or read it in your own time so you're familiar with the steps. And then after that, of course, going into quiz number 7, which you need to take. And remember, keeping with that 84th percentile cumulative over all of your quizzes is necessary if you want to be certified in CPR and AED. Anyway, hope you guys have a great week, and I'll be back next week to talk to you about the process of what that skill checkoff day will look like. So watch for a new video next week as you review all of your skills. Thanks, and have a good one.